I mean, lots of people think it's all about money, and of course, I mean, business is all about money. Let's be realistic about that. But there's a genuine enthusiasm within the swcomms group to work with the rugby club, and I think it's reciprocated as well. And as well as the financial side, everything else, pretty much that's got a plug on it, I think is the comment, is supplied and supported by the South West Comms group.
Well, hopefully it's a win-win relationship. Hopefully Comms are really pleased to be a main sponsor of one of the top Premiership rugby clubs in the UK. And certainly I think we're really pleased to have Comms, one of the top telecoms companies or communications companies within the UK as our sort of technology travel agent, let's say. We know where we want to go when it comes to technology. We know what we want to do, but sometimes we don't actually know how to get there. And that's where we generally tend to turn to comms. I mean, when we started Sandy Park, you open Sandy Park, state-of-the-art stadium, was originally a sandy park in greenfields, and we have the vision to make it one of the best venues within the Southwest, if not within the UK, certainly not just from playing rugby, but from a conference and events point of view. So we have the idea. We turned to comms. They came back with us on how do we get our broadband communications here, what type of telephone system we need to do, how can we communicate across over an acre worth of space, which is not as easy as just building into an office.
A lot of people don't realise that the phone system is located actually at South West Communications Group as opposed to being on site. And we feed that over our links to the club, so that gives them a great DR facility. If they had problems there with the phone system is actually here, manned by engineers in a 24/7 data centre, very secure. Wi-Fi predominantly, that's quite important for the club, and is generally provided for the on the match days. That's given to the press, BBC, etc. will use that connectivity, and Sandy Park will also use that during the conferences and the other facilities that they have there. Everything is on that land, so that's supported and installed by South West Communications Group. Our IT guys look after it on a day-to-day basis, from running videos of what basically went on match days, to in the evening events that they put on, and producing information to go over the TV screens, the large TV screens themselves. All of this runs over the network, as does their telephone system, which is an IP-based solution, and virtually every bit of connectivity in that premises runs on the LAN, including the CCTV as well, which was upgraded for the World Cup to give them an IP-based solution as well, and enhance the safety and meet the requirements of the World Cup for security at the stadium. More importantly, the flexibility we've given them in the times they've located to Topsham for a summer training camp. And what we've done there is we've given them that data both on site and directly down at the camp via a microwave link, so they've been able to access the same information that they could normally access at the club down at Topsham.
So if you think of the amount, and as you said, the volume of data we collect, every player is wearing a GPS unit and a heart rate monitor. So every time their heart beats, every step they take is recorded, both in training and in games. And that's a huge, over the last 3 years that we've been collecting data, it's a huge volume that we collect. And being able to store that and have it readily accessible to us is a very powerful thing, because it's not just in being able to see the numbers, it's being able to use them in a very, very effective and efficient way. So having the ability from comms to have that easily accessible data and have experts around when we start to suffer with some of the more technical issues of tables and making the data mean something, it's a fantastic tool, just having comms down the end of the road. And that's the great relationship we've had, and since I've been at the club, that relationship has been stronger than ever, I feel, and it's one of the big drivers that helps my job and my role.
Well, for us, we come in the first day of the week and we get an individual review done. We're very lucky that we've all our clips from every action we do in the game. We can sit down and we can analyse exactly what we did at the weekend, what was good, what was bad, what we need to work on. So it's always easy just to come in and click on your name and see exactly what you did well. We also get stats put up of exactly maybe how many tackles you've made, many you've missed, many kicks you made, on passes and all that. So every aspect that you've done on the field is there. and then we can move on, and then we obviously can analyse ourselves as a team. Where we can analyse ourselves as backs, know exactly how many carries we had, how many of them were effective. So we've got a lot of information which we have basically at our fingertips.
All the other teams are clipped up, so the team we're playing at the weekend is every single move they do, every single individual player that they do. If they've got a special move, then we'll see it. Scrums for forwards, they'll see it. Backs moves for us, we'll see it. So the coaches spend a lot of time clipping them up for us, but it affects our performance at the weekend. If we can go into a game knowing what they're going to do on the left side of the field, or how they're going to kick the ball, whether they kick it out or whether they kick the ball in. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it that we learn before we play.
I think the important thing about our relationship with swcomms is that it does feel like an extended part of our family. And I think the importance that comes out of that is a level of trust, because it means that we sort of empower them to make some decisions for us, and that helps us not need to necessarily second guess a lot of what they deliver back to us, because it all seems to work quite nicely.
And I think probably the successful thing for us with Southwest Comms isn't so much that they've been there a long time, but actually that it feels very comfortable, that it feels like for a lot of these players it feels like it's always been there, and there's a nice comfortable environment, and they don't have to worry about things like satisfying a whole different group of sponsors every season, and you don't have to suddenly think about changing your branding every season. You don't have to walk out there wearing a different shirt every season, and I think that's probably the big thing that we can say from a rugby perspective is a really big help.